Let's learn some phrasal verbs with get. Now, get is one of the most commonly used words in English. And when you add on different words to get, then they turn into different meanings. So let's just get started with number one, which is get across. To get across. Now, this means to make someone understand something clearly. So, I hope this lesson is getting across well to you. And you can see in the video, the woman getting across her point. And here are some more examples. I use simple words to get my idea across to the team. And he couldn't get his message across because no one was listening, which isn't very nice. Number two is get along with. On your screen, you can see the woman getting along with the person who we can't see in the video. Now, this means to have a good relationship with someone. To get along with someone means to have a good relationship with someone. For example, my brother and I get along really well. And do you get along with your new colleagues? This is a question you could ask. Do you get along with your new colleagues? The next one is get over. To get over something. Now, this means to recover from something difficult, like an illness or a disappointment. To get over something. So you can see the woman on the sofa is finding it hard to get over her illness at the moment. Here are some more examples. It took me weeks to get over the flu. It took me weeks to get over the flu. And she hasn't gotten over her fear of public speaking yet. Now, you can also say she hasn't got over her fear of public speaking yet. And I used to be fearful, scared of public speaking, but I got over that when I started a YouTube channel. The next one is get by. To get by. Now, this means to manage or survive, especially with limited resources. So if you have limited money, if you get by, it means you are managing or surviving. Here are some examples. Even with a small salary, they manage to get by. And how do you get by on so little money? How do you get by on so little money? Which is a very direct question, so be careful if you ask that to somebody. The next one is get through. Get through. This means to successfully deal with or complete something difficult. It can also be used to talk about getting through to somebody on the phone. But in this case, it's to deal with something successfully. For example, I finally got through all my homework before dinner. I finally got through all my homework before dinner. Now here you could also just say, I finished my homework before dinner. But to get through something means that you're completing something difficult. And he didn't get through the exam because it was too hard. It was just too hard. The next one is get around. The video is good for this one. Now, get around means to move from place to place or to avoid something. For example, he gets around the city on his bike. So you can see the person in the video, he is traveling through the city on his bike, or he's getting around the city on his bike. And a question you could ask is, how do you get around without a car? How do you get around without a car? The next one is get back at. To get back at. Now this video is quite funny. There it is. This means to take revenge on someone. To take revenge on someone. So if someone did something to you, you can get back at them. Something that you didn't like. For example, he got back at his friend by playing a prank. And that's what you can see in the video. And just very simply, in the past tense, he got her back. He got her back. The next one is get ahead. To get ahead. This means to succeed or make progress in something, especially a career or at school. So you can see this woman here is getting ahead with her tasks by working at night. Another example is, if you work hard, you can get ahead, which is a conditional sentence. If you work hard, you can get ahead. And a question you might ask is, what's the best way to get ahead in this company? The next one is get out of. Get out of. This means to avoid doing something or to escape. To avoid doing something or to escape. For example, I got out of cleaning the kitchen because I had a meeting. I didn't have to clean the kitchen because I had a meeting, or I got out of cleaning the kitchen because I had a meeting. And in the video, you can see a traffic jam. Unfortunately, she couldn't get out of the traffic jam before the concert. She couldn't get out of the traffic jam before the concert. The next one is get into. Get into. This means to become interested in something or involved in a situation. For example, I've really gotten into cooking lately. Which means I've become interested in cooking lately. And how did you get into photography? How did you get into photography? The next one is get away with. Get away with. This means to do something wrong without being punished. To do something wrong without being punished. Now you might be wondering, if you're watching the video, what these people are getting away with. Well, he got away with not doing his homework because the teacher didn't check. You can imagine he was nervous about the fact that he hasn't done his homework, but the teacher didn't check, so he got away with it. And the other example is, you can't get away with lying forever, which is a strong thing to say. You can't get away with lying forever. The next one is get on with. Now we've seen this before, but this means to continue doing something after a pause or interruption. So before we saw how get on with means to have a good relationship. In this case, a different meaning, to continue doing something after a pause or interruption. For example, after lunch, I got on with my project. I continued doing my project after lunch. After lunch, I got on with my project. And can we get on with the meeting now? Can we get on with the meeting now? So, what to do now? The first thing to do is get all the phrases in the description. So go to the description and read the phrases, and also have a look at the English learning resources that we have for you. And then keep learning with us at To Fluency. So click on another video that's on your screen now. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, and also share this lesson with a friend. Okay, thank you for being here. Bye for now.